Thank you, Charan, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. I'm very happy to be here with you and to share with you and all people who are viewing this video and this very important topic on leadership. Now we are sharing this topic that is quite a very, how to say, a very important topic for all humanity, leadership.
Yes,
because really today people talks about leadership, but very few people are knowing what leadership is. And here with you today, we are going to share the view of Bhagavad-gītā about leadership. Bhagavad-gītā is this wonderful discussion, we can say, between Lord Krishna and his disciple Arjuna on the battlefield, and both of them are leaders in some way. Of course, Krishna has the supreme leader, and Arjuna is a leader because he is a warrior on the battlefield, you know? And they show us an example of leadership. So today we would like to share what really leadership is. And this is just as an introduction. And I hope that after this recording, we can share other videos on this topic. So my first point is just an introduction of what leadership really means. Because today people are talking about management, and they confuse management with the leadership. Really, a manager should be a leader, but not always this happens. Because in fact, people don't know what leadership is. And so here we take the view of Bhagavad-gītā in this video. And the concept of leadership assumes a fundamental importance in the context of train people in a way when people should have a leading point with others. And leadership is at a different level. I mean, inside a family, for example, the husband is a leader in some way, and the wife also is a leader in some way, no? And this is the very most little community, a family. And then if we extend this meaning, we can find that each of us in some way has a role of leadership in the society. And this is very important to understand. So we can start with a definition of leadership, what leadership is.
Okay.
An authentic leader is one who is aware of his feeling at first. Okay. So emotional awareness. And fully, this person fully assumes the responsibility of his emotion. In fact, Arjuna on the battlefield is inside an emotional explosion. Is unable to control his emotion. So from the level of desires to the level of thought and action, of course, because we know that all starts from the desire, karma. And a real leader is one who is able to develop his inner resources. And so an authentic leader is one that has emotional awareness and is able to develop his inner resources, most inner resources. And of course, an authentic leader is one who gives an example to others. So all of us are potentially leaders, because the most important aspect is to develop inner resources in order to find our own svarūpa. This is the most important fact, to understand how to develop our inner resources in order to find our svarūpa. So it's a fact of emotional awareness, awareness of our thought, our behavior, in order to have an action that is coherent with desire, thought, emotion, and action. So I think that this is the most important aspect of what really leadership means. And I would like to ask you, what do you think about this, according to your study, and according to, most important, to your level of knowledge of Bhagavad-gītā on this topic?
Okay. Thank you, first of all, Dhruv, for inviting me. So, you started by talking about the importance of leaders in the world. And I would say that's probably the most important thing that is necessary, because people are more or less who they are. And there are people who will be misled, there are people who will be misleading. But if a society is stewarded by people who are competent and committed and leaders with character, then the society can be protected. So we need, if we want to improve the world, there are both approaches. There is more like a bottom-up approach, where we change individuals one at a time. It's a grassroots level approach. But it's also a top-down approach, where the leaders change. And we could say some of the greatest changes in human society, they occurred, every moment starts at a grassroots level. But eventually, the change has to happen at the top level. So that's when it becomes a substantial change. So if you can say that we want to raise human consciousness so that people become more service-oriented than, say, exploitation-oriented. People become more giving than taking. So then there has to be some raising of consciousness at the level of leadership. Now, the second point which you made was the difference between leader and manager. And the way I see it is, a manager gets things done. A leader decides what things are worth doing.